Moving on. Ben, what games been playing? What have you been up to, man? You watching cool stuff? You playing some cool stuff?
I haven't really been playing a lot this month.
Oh no, you too?
I've been watching something though.
Oh yeah.
I've been watching an anime called well, its Japanese name is Dungeon Meshi.
Oh, everyone's won that shit right now. Is it good?
Mate, it's so good. I finished it. But it's called in English. It's called Delicious in Dungeon, and the concept of this anime is, you know, like dungeons and stuff, like
Japanese
RPG dungeons.
Right?
Yeah. So what it is it focuses on the concept of this party going into this dungeon, and they're trying to rescue one of the party members' sister because she has been eaten by a very high-level dragon. And is
high-level dragon.
Well, you know,
like an
like
RPG,
a dragon, yeah, but it hasn't got levels. It's totally fine. I'm just saying, like, in terms of gaminology. But like, she'd been eaten by this dragon. In the beginning, she gets eaten by this dragon, and then they have to form like a new party and go into the dungeon and go down to the deepest level to try to rescue her. Yeah, that's just like the basic plot of it. And I thought this was gonna be like a really like. Well, not. I won't spoil anything, because it gets pretty dark. It does a little bit of a Made in Abyss kind of approach to its way it works, because it starts off like really light-hearted. The characters are really great and everything, and then things get a bit darker as it goes on.
As it should, yeah.
As it should. Plot. But yeah, the concept of this show is really interesting because it takes a very interesting approach, because it's not about going like the way they go through this dungeon. They don't have a food. They don't have food. This is the whole point. They don't have food, then they can't buy food, and it's really it's very strange to because you know, like killing monsters. They don't just kill them. It's like, it turns into a bit of a fantasy cooking thing, because it's called Delicious in Dungeon.
Yeah, I was going to say, this is part of its namesake, right?
Yeah, they cook the monsters, but like the way they go into this, man, the world is so like it's so thought out. Like I don't know how, like the biology of how these creatures and like the fancy around them and like all the like stuff, like it just makes sense when they're explaining it all, and you're just like, huh, that would be, because I'll give you a really good early example.
Okay.
Like the enemy, you know, like in RPGs, you know, like you have those enemies, the living armor, you know, like just a ghost armor.
Yeah, the ghost armor possessed sort of thing.
Right, yeah, the ghost arm possessed. Well, like they have to fight one of those, or like a bunch of them, and like the characters is like, I really want to cook it. Like, how are you gonna cook metal and eat it? You know, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
But like, and how do these things move about? Like, how would this work? Well, like the way they say it turns out there's like these tiny little, like, I don't know, it's almost like I don't know how to call it, amoeba, like this amoeba controlling the limbs inside of the armor,
like goop, like a substance that's controlling it.
Yeah, like a goop that's just hidden underneath, like in the cracks of it, and that's how like the armor's been controlled and stuff. And it's like, shit, like, you know, like it makes sense like when they like explain it and stuff, and it's like really into it. It's also really funny. Like, I watched it. I've actually decided to take, because I was just like, it's another one of those like really good looking like anime as well.
Yeah.
I've decided to take the approach of watching it in dub, and I have to say the dub is
fantastic.
Oh
wow, another dub, eh? First it was Freyren, now it's Dungeon Meshi.
Do you know what, man? The dub is really good. Like
they're getting better in anime, are they?
Mate, the dub, I don't know who voices the characters, but man, the dubbing's really good for this one as well. Like, they all sound like how you would picture them to sound. Like, I watched a few episodes in sub just to compare, like, just to see, and I was like, no, man, the dub's fine. Like, this is exactly how I think these characters would sound. Like, one of them, like, there's an elf that's got like really low pitch, like manly voice, and then like a dwarf, sorry. And then you've got like the mage, like, and also I like.
Got their RPG party, yeah.
Yeah, but I also like how they're not stereotypical either, because like I don't know if this is like, I don't know, alright, like the main character, I feel like...
Is he the blonde dude that I've seen on social media a lot?
Yes.
Yeah. He's a bit he's a large bloke, you know.
Yeah, he's a large bloke. But also like his character type in this isn't like, he's like, I don't want to like, if we're talking like how someone would be, so he's a bit I guess he's a bit autistic, and it's like shows in like his
what anime MC isn't autistic nowadays, let's be real.
Yeah, I know, but like they actually like bring it up, like they actually like,
I feel like came in the territory of being an anime character.
Yeah. No, but they bring it up because he gets he's like hyper focused on like certain things.
Has he got super ADHD or something?
Yeah, and he thinks differently to like how all the other party do. Like,
yeah, that's cute.
And he'll just come out and say stuff like,
they put it in the spotlight, legit.
Yeah, no, cool. But it's really great. It's really refreshing, honestly. I'm like, no, it's honestly a great show.
I might have to give it a watch. It sounds cool.
It's obviously it's a really good watch.
Isn't this? I've seen pictures of a giant chicken lady on this. And
yeah.
I've seen a lot of pictures. Some pretty cool, some kind of questionable because it's social media.
Yeah,
but I'm like, where is this character from? So that is from Dungeon Meshi.
Yeah, that's from Dungeon Meshi.
Okay.
Yeah. Or Delicious in Dungeon.
I've heard some
honestly,
things.
man, it's a good watch. I really like the characters, and it's I won't spoil it for you because you obviously haven't seen it.
Yeah, fair enough.
It's very funny as well.
Yeah,
like it actually got chuckles out of me with its writing. So like, it's not like that. Like, I don't know. It had really good writing. I don't know what to tell you. Like the lore of the world, like it's very well built up. Kind of like Freerun in that way, in that regard.
I get you. It sounds like from what you said that they really go into the biology of what they eat as well, which obviously gives a lot more substance to like the actual creatures they fight, and of course that in itself helps build the world that they're in. Right.
And just and when do you ever see a show that actually goes into the biology of like the enemies and stuff like that? It's not really something that is really not really been done before, not that I can think of.
An anime that presses the lore button on the compendium.
Yeah,
on the vestry.
Exactly. It's exactly what it is. Yeah. It's like, and it's got a good plot. I don't know what to say. Like, it is really interesting.
Awesome, man. I'll have to give it a watch.
Yeah, I'm looking forward. It's already been announced for season 2, so.
Cool.
Yeah,
it's
pretty massive.
Yeah, it's the hot new thing right now after Freerun, definitely.
Yeah, it is. Which is funny because the mage girl in that is also not like Freerun, but like also a mage, and it's like one of the main characters. So it's a bit funny. Yeah. Both are like fantasy. Okay. Like, they're not like isekai fantasy. They're like fantasy. Yeah,
like it's a real fantasy, because I've not watched a lot of this. I've not watched a lot of isekai. It's not really a genre that I'm super into, to be honest.
Me neither, because it's just like the fish out of water story sort of thing. I've seen that done a dime a dozen times. So it's like when it's like an actual fantasy with thought out world and like lore and
with characters,
like you get really actually into it. Because you're like, shit, this stuff is all well thought out, and payoffs are rewarded. So I really enjoyed it. It was an amazing 24 episodes.
Cool, man. I'll have to give it a watch. I've not really got anything on the go with anime at the moment, so that might be the next series I watch then.
Nice. It's on Netflix. Go for it.
I've not been watching anime, but I have been reading a manga.
What you been
So I can't really talk about this too much because we're not in anime territory, we're in manga territory. And there are obviously anime watchers only that might be listening to this, so I cannot go into detail on this whatsoever. But I have been reading the Chainsaw Man manga.
Oh, okay. So you've decided to actually, because you've seen all of it, haven't you? I'm assuming you've seen all.
I've seen all the anime.
So far. Yeah. Did you start from the beginning again, or did you?
I did. I want to remind myself of the characters and the world,
it's been a while,
what happens in it and stuff like that, and the setting. And how much of a fucking victim Denji is at all times. It's getting a movie. That is the next arc. I actually finished reading that arc today, and y'all are not ready for the Reze arc to be animated.
Oh wow.
It's a heavy one, and it's very action packed. I was reading it and I was like, oh yeah, this is gonna be a film. Yeah, I can see why. Cause I feel like it's an arc that can definitely be condensed into a film. Like, for people who have not read the manga and they're like, wait, why are they squeezing the season into a film? They're not. I feel like the arc is kind of short enough to the point that
could be
not short, but like full enough. I suppose you could say it. Like, it's compact enough to the point that you can definitely make a film out of it, and it's going to be beautiful as a film as well. Because obviously, films are when the budgets usually skyrocket. I mean, the actual Chainsaw anime itself has an incredible budget. Animation is insane, and whether you like 3D Chainsaw Denji or not, you cannot deny that the rest of the anime looks immaculate. It's incredibly beautiful looking at piece of animation. It's kind of absurd, and the stuff that happens in the manga, and just imagine it to being animated in film form. Man. It's gonna be it's gonna be pretty explosive. Is all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, it's unusual for you to like actually read ahead usually in stuff that you're watching animes of. So it's quite
I mean, like the only thing with a lot of animes nowadays, they take forever.
Too long.
They take too long, and I've moved on.
Like Jujutsu Kaisen season 3.
There's only so much my brain can retain. So especially when it's like absorbing a bunch of other cool media at the same time as well. Sometimes it pushes the old stuff out of the brain here and there. So it's like,
I get it. We live in a world of just constant now.
Yeah, so to keep it in my head, sometimes I like to watch things again, or I can experience it in a different way. So I thought, oh, well, what if I just catch up and remind myself of Chainsaw Man again by reading the manga? And it's cool because you also get a second take on a lot of things that happen as well. And Denji is a really interesting main protagonist. Because he's definitely not generic, that's for sure. But I kind of like how he is like the characters kind of get a lot of their substances off of him. Because Denji's not really got much of a background. He's like, he lives in poverty, became the Chainsaw Devil, yada yada yada. But because he lived in poverty, all the stuff that like happens, like the simple things like eating food or like even like getting close to a woe man is like the highest point in life for him. And it's like, and the world that he is in is fucking shit. It is one of the crappiest sack worlds ever, where like devils are a well-known thing among the world. People's fears are manifest, and they literally become world-ending disasters at any moment, and people die in like every episode and every chapter, and you see a dude who's like, hi, I'm from the 2nd division, I have a name, I'm going to go to a pub tonight. It's like, oh, you're so dead, man. It's kind of funny. And the fact that Denji is like, he's so innocent, but the world and the world that he's in, it really kind of puts emphasis on how kind of like sad it is to see it kind of rip him apart.
Yeah. In
a way. But like, it's funny because you've got the meme where it's like you got traumatized, and then it's traumatized.
Yeah.
Well, what's his name? Aki, the other guy who takes him in. He's definitely the traumatized one, but Denji is like traumatized.
Yeah, trauma.
I am absolutely being used by everyone and everything around me. But I don't care, because I'm living my best life, and I have ambitions as simple as I want to just get a kiss from a girl I like. Whereas everyone else is like, I need to kill this devil, I need to avenge my family, and I don't care what happens to me as long as that thing is dead.
That's what's so interesting.
And Denji's like, I'm just doing my thing.
It's a juxtaposition between how little he wants and how much everyone else wants. Like, that is a really interesting juxtaposition.
Because a Chainsaw Devil,
I actually do want to read the manga,
which is what he is quite an important character in the lore, and a lot of people want a piece of him as a result. So it's about a guy with really like simple wants and needs and ambitions, and you could say, quote unquote, being thrust into like the absolute worst situations you could be in. Like, you remember that pub scene, right?
Yeah.
God. I was eating porridge while watching that, and I regret it. It was one of the most sickening things I've ever seen in an anime. But I feel more sorry for my poor boy Denji, because man did not deserve that. In fact, he doesn't deserve like 8% of the things that happen in this manga. And the Reze arc, it doesn't hold back on that.
Oh god.
Doesn't get any better for the poor guy, is what I'll say.
Oh man.
You end up feeling really sorry for the poor guy. Because the man just gets taken advantage of non-stop. Because he's a special guy, but he's super chill about everything, while everyone else is really serious about everything else. And they're like, how can I just put this guy in a really crappy situation for my own benefit? How can I do that? It piles on. But it gets really real as well, as it does, as you've probably seen from the anime as well. And there's a lot of cool film references. I believe that every chapter is named after a film, which is pretty cool. A lot of them made me giggle a lot too. But no, it's a cool story. I'm liking it a lot. It's not like a lot of things that I've seen before, where it's like, yeah, we live in the world and we're devil killers and all that, and we're gonna, kill the devils and put the character through trauma and whatnot, like your Jujutsu Kaisens and your Demon Slayers and all that stuff. It just feels like, it's got a different vibe to it. It feels like you've got like, so you've got a coin, right?
Yeah.
And on one side of the coin is like the side of the coin that everyone loves. Everyone watches it. They watch it. The heroes are getting stronger and they're beating like the evil creatures in that setting. This is the other side, where it gets hyper realistic and there's a lot of fuck and shit and like terrible things are happening literally at all times, and the main character isn't like, it's kind of hard to explain, but he feels like a different character in a different setting sometimes, and that's a good thing. It's kind of hard to explain. I'm probably not really explaining it very well, if I'm being honest, because I'm tired. But
yeah, no, I understand what you mean. Like, he's not your stereotypical like protagonist, and he never struck me as that of when I saw like the anime. So
yeah, I mean,
I'm guessing more of that.
There's the establish of like the traumatized guy, where he's giving him shit for not taking things seriously, and he's like, you're gonna die like an instant, quit, because you don't really give a crap about this and the cause. And you're just going to be like the rest, and you're not going to like the ones who have literally died on the line of work, who I've seen constantly. He's like, fuck you. And then he turns around, what happens? Protagonist kicks him right in the groin. And ball bag is bruised for like 2 weeks, and he's like, you know what? No, I've got my own ambitions. Why they got me different from yours? I still want to work for this thing. Even if it's as simple as like want to get with, her.
Yeah. I know, I get it. No, I'm glad you're enjoying it, man. Like, I actually do want to rechange the man myself at some point. But there's a lot of chapters now, isn't there? Like
167. I have read.
It's getting up there.
50. Yeah. I'm looking forward to seeing the film version of it. It's looking good.
Yeah. I mean, that's out next year, isn't it, the film, I think?
I think so, yeah. Honestly, animators can take all the time that they want, because,
I mean it takes time to make this animation.
It certainly does, and we should give them that time, right?
Yeah.
Definitely.
The only other, like, I did think about this, actually. There is one game I've been playing, but you've already played it. I'll mention it. I've been dipping in, because, it's Ys's 35th anniversary. And I've been dipping my toe into the Ys series a little bit. I played 1 and 2 a while back.
Did you beat 2?
I beat 1 and 2. Yeah, I beat 1 and 2. But I finally started playing Origins.
Oh, Origins is wicked. That's my favorite Ys game.
Yeah, Origins is really cool.
Origins is awesome. It's not even got the main character in it, but the characters you do play as
like
cool.
This, like, what's her name?
You get a choice.
Yeah, I'm playing as the girl with
Axe. That was my first one too. Yeah, Go with Axe was my first. You're basically climbing up Teminigru from DMC3, and which is already a pretty sweet setting. But yeah, it's gothic. It's like you walk around. It's like a angled bird's eye view, And,
it is.
With sprites, and you're using your axes, and you're pressing the button to do attacks, and you hold down the button to do like the spins, and it's been ages since I played that game. The OST is incredible.
Oh, it's so good
in that game. Yeah,
like going up all the floors and everything, you're hearing this music, and it's so good.
It's
pace is really quick as well. Like it's so fast paced.
It's a very quick paced game. Yeah,
I will say though, boss fights are tough.
Yeah, they're hard. They are very big. They're challenges, but I like it about that game.
Yeah. Not so easy. Yeah. I like that when you die, you just quickly restart, and you can just do it right again right from there. You don't have to like.
There's no run.
Go back from it. Yeah. But it's really fun. I mean, I will say like the main the mobs are a bit like. I mean, it can get a bit repetitive with some of the mobs.
Yeah.
But the actual. You know how quick you level up and everything. It keeps it very.
It's a good pace, you say.
Yeah, it's really good pace.
If it was slow, then it'd be boring as hell. But the fact that you've got loads of mobility and you're just like constantly moving about and like attacking enemies, and you're always like unlocking stuff and traversing the dungeon at a consistently fast pace makes it so you don't get like too worn out or too bored. Like you're constantly moving forward in that game.
There are some puzzles as well, which are there are some puzzles and stuff. So it does break it up a little bit. But I've just got the sword. That's where I ended off.
Oh, cool.
The sword from. So it's you get a few weapons here and there as well. Some of the magic. I like the magic. Magic's pretty fun as well, doing like the magic attacks and stuff.
Oh, magic's really cool. Yeah, each character's got a different way of use with their magic, which is pretty sweet.
Oh right, okay, yeah. So, I'd have to play it again with like the other characters.
Oh, definitely,
And
once you've done it with both characters, you unlock a secret third character.
Oh shit! So you go again. Oh shit! Yeah. Okay, nice. Oh, cool. Yeah, because
it's very hard.
Yeah.
But the OST is crazy. Have you heard some familiar tunes? Because a lot of them are remixes from Ys 1 and 2.
Yeah,
it's the same setting.
They are. Yeah. I don't know where this comes chronologically, like in terms of when you should play this game. I just played 1 and 2, and then this is my third. Like,
yeah, no, that's it. That's perfect. Because a lot of the Ys games are very they're very loosely linked to each other.
Loosely linked,
But the ones that are like sequels to each other are Ys 1 and 2 and Ys Origins, which is basically Ys 0. And those three are in the same setting, so you're definitely doing it in the correct order.
Yeah. And then after that, I don't know where you go. I think it's I can't remember the other ones now. There's like a bunch of other ones on Steam as well. I haven't touched any of them, but I mean, I've really barely dipped my toe into this series, but I'm enjoying it.
Cool, man. I'd love to play that game again. To be honest, it's a good play.
It is a good play.
OST is so good.
It's a good turn your brain off play, I'd say.
Yeah, I get it, yeah. Kill mobs, numbers go up, but you're zooming through the level.
Goes up.
So you still feel stimulated throughout the entire experience.
Yeah. Yeah, some of those boss fights though, like that one with one of the first ones you fight is like that's what's it called? The one that's like got the claws and you climb up on. You climb on back it. And,
I remember.
Oh man, that one took me a few tries. That was so hard.
Yeah, it's difficult.
They're proper. They hit really hard as well. Like it's like a few hits and you're dead. Literally, there's a few hits and you're dead.
They're like Zelda bosses if they locked the fuck in, pretty much.
Yeah, and some of like the human fights as well can be quite challenging as well. I
just like that it's a 3D environment, but you're a 2D sprite, and it's like
it's nice.
It's a kind of like it's a nice art style for that sort of like game. It definitely gives it that classic sort of feel.
And
the music is just it's I'm so sorry. It's
good.
like the third time I brought it up. It's that good.
But that music does make it. Honestly, the music really like pumps you up going through that tower like, constantly. Each floor has like its own different theme as well. Like it's good. It's a good game. It's a good game.
Cool.
You can actually get this. You can get this game on Switch as well.
You can.
Yeah. I'm playing it on Steam at the moment, but nice. It runs well on Switch apparently. So I hear. So if you want to get it on Switch or PlayStation,
maybe I will.
PlayStation.
Yeah, maybe I will.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh. All right, guys. I feel like that's it for me.
Anything?
Have you been playing anything?
I mean, I've been streaming a certain game. I don't know if you
I know what you've been streaming.
Do you want to talk about it?
Promote it. Yeah,
oh, absolutely. It. Sure, why not?
So, why not? It's only your favourite game series ever.
So I have given in once again to the Atlas re-release because they did one of Shin Megami Tensei V, and
exactly.
Oh man, there's a lot more quality of life changes than I expected. So in terms of trailers that I watched, I stopped at the one just before the 100 new things that were introduced to SMT V because I kind of wanted to.
Oh yeah, you don't want to see that one. That one's massive spoilers.
I've only seen the first trailer, the announcement trailer.
Yeah,
I saw a trailer after that where certain characters make an appearance. And there's been loads of other trailers after that as well.
Mate, yeah, they went in on this game, like the marketing for this game. I mean, they did that thing where, you know, I believe before SMT V was coming out, they had a video where they showed off a demon every single day.
Yeah, they're still doing that as well for Vengeance. They're doing it again with the new demons.
Yeah,
they have been. Yeah.
And that's kind of spoilers. That's a bit too much for me, you know? Like, if I'm going to play a game, I don't need to see every single demon I'm going to encounter.
Yeah, but then again, like in most SMT games, the whole point of it is find out what that demon actually does in said game.
True,
because they're always the same. I mean, yeah, we have got new demons, and I've seen the designs, and they're pretty cool. But it's knowing what they do, which is like, okay, because, like, you know, there's one character who is an absolute dickweed in Strange Journey, but then you see them in SMT4 and you're like, oh, they're actually pretty cool in this, what the fuck. So it's like, what are they going to be like in SMT V Vengeance? Because they made another reappearance in this game.
Focus on the same demons a lot. So,
yeah, they do. But
I suppose that's not a massive spoiler.
No, I mean, there's so many demons, and like, you know, some demons come back, some new demons get a spotlight. That's kind of like the appeal of playing like a different SMT game, as well as a different take on the gameplay that each game has in the series. Because there's so many games, and they always try and break new ground with all their games. Which I don't want to rat on Pokemon too much. But I'm going to rat on Pokemon a little bit, because Pokemon always do the same form with like a little tiny gimmick, changes it a little bit. And yeah, you can argue that you don't need to fix what ain't broken. And of course, Pokemon is Pokemon; they can do whatever the fuck they want. 'Cause it's such a massive franchise; they could get away with it. Sadly, Whereas SMT is like constantly changing up the formula. Yeah, you've got a strategy game, you've got real-time action, you've got the press-turn system, which is what's well known for the most and was what is used the most. You've got also you've got the classic SMTs. You've got you've got the ones where it's like really story-based and you're not actually collecting demons, you're collecting skills instead. There's loads, man. There's so many.
Mate, there's so many, yeah.
There's your Strange Journeys.
Had its fair share of spin-offs,
which is Dungeon Crawls. Yeah, but I'm talking like mainline as well.
Oh, mainline
and
Pokemon games,
but Pokemon's got like what? Pokemon's got like what? Like puny spin-offs, man. I mean, they're not puny, it's Pokemon, but
they're not.
They're just not as substantial as like the mainline games. Because what's Pokemon got? It's got like a MOBA that's pay to win. It's got loads of
Mystery Dungeon.
It's got Mystery Dungeon's cool. I'll give it that.
Yeah.
Mystery Dungeon's pretty radical. I'll be real with that. Mystical Dungeon is pretty
What was that other one? It had Rangers.
There's Rangers. There's Sleeper, and it's like.
And it had what was it? It had the Puzzle League puzzle game.
Yeah.
Stadium. The GameCube spin-offs.
But that's been like Legends ages away, man. We need more of that.
I know.
But Arceus has come in, and obviously we've all got good hopes for Arceus. And
a lot of people think Arceus is like. I haven't played Arceus, but a lot of people think Arceus is like better than the main line.
Yeah, so they're getting there with that, which is really cool.
Yeah.
But anyway, back to SMT.
Take over.
But back to SMT. Yes. So I have got to the final boss of the first area. So I'm gonna confess something, right? So far from what I have played, it is the same game as the original. However, there's like 50% of what I've seen gameplay-wise and quality of life stuff has been game changes to the point where it's not the same game. Yeah, it feels very like, oh, where was this from the old game? Where was that from the old game? There's so much, but it's really cool shit, and yeah, it does make you think, where was this from original SMT5? And that's funny, because original SMT5 was already, like, great in terms of gameplay. I had no problems with it. I thought it was great, besides the level scaling, but that's also been fixed in Vengeance, which is quite a major thing for an SMT game, because the whole point of SMT is, like, there is a demon that is, like, 10 levels higher than you, and it will crush your buttocks. However, if you are aptly prepared, you can absolutely
win.
Mess it up and win, Whereas in ST5, it felt impossible because level scaling was just like too ridiculous to the point where you're doing like 1 damage, even though you've got like the perfect team for this boss. So
they've tailored the level scaling a bit.
They have fixed it now to the point where I find a demon which absolutely creamed me in the original. And but then I fought it again at the same level in Vengeance, and it's like, no, I actually put up a really decent fight and it felt winnable, which is fantastic. That's great, because that's what it's like in other SMTs. Level scaling was annoying in SMT5 OG, but I still adored the gameplay for it, and I still loved it, and I loved how I always forget this word, how approachable it was to newcomers too. I still think it's a very good game for newcomers. Vengeance is what I've seen so far, and the new boss battles I've been so far is like, oh no. Oh, you gotta be on top of your game for this one. This is like, I would say
this is. Is it harder?
Yeah. I will advise to people that if you have beaten SMT5 original or have beaten Can of Creation, because of course you actually have got OG SMT5 as part of the package as well, which I think is really cool.
Oh, yeah, it's really cool.
Well, if you're beating that, go on Vengeance on hard mode. It is the real SMT experience, the real Megami Tensei, a real Shin Megami Tensei game, like Nocturnal Strange Journey, as the guy says. It's tough, but yeah, man, it's got new things, like it's got grind rails, which make shortcuts a lot more accessible, and you've got Google Maps, so you can actually like view out and actually know where you actually got to go to get to a certain point, because
is it actually called Google Maps?
I call it Google Maps. It's called the Sky View, but I call it Google Maps.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, did Google pay money to be part of SMT?
Oh, God. It wouldn't be surprised if Atlas did a thing like that, but...
Yeah.
But, because, of course, actually walking around the place is quite difficult, so it's nice to have that, which is pretty cool. The biggest game changer, though, is that demons have a thing called innate skills, and they're passive skills that demons have, and they're incredible.
It's like groups, right?
It's not just team attacks, which is also a thing. It's to the point where these passive skills, when paired together with certain demons, can absolutely give you broken builds and team building.
Nice.
So, for example, status element demons. One has a passive where if you're in Magasuhi mode and you get a debuff off, you don't actually lose your turn. You don't use it up. You don't even get like the extra flashing icon. It just doesn't go away. And there are also ones where if enemies are also inflicted with status elements, melee demons have increased accuracy and crit rate on them. So you pair a strength demon who has got a passive ability.
And
and you got a demon which has an ability which is like, oh, the demon that attacks after this one will also will do their maximum amount of hits on their like rapid attack melee moves.
Oh shit!
You can do some insane viability and insane synergy, and it's really cool, man. It honestly, it makes team building so damn fun because, and again, not only have you got it, but the enemy demons have also got it as well, and you can run some really nasty situations because SMT is all about you can get some clean battles if you know what you're doing, but if you don't know what you're doing, then you can get
run
cleaned.
Into horrors.
You get cleaned yourself because what you can do to your enemy, the enemy can do to you.
That's good that they've got the same skills as you, though. Like, that's good that the buffs apply to them. It evens the
playing field.
Because I was gonna say, if it's broken, then it's not gonna be fun.
Because one of the old bosses had one of the old bosses that I thought had an innate skill which was new, and I read up on it, and as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh my god, do not get poisoned. If we get poisoned this time, we're washed. we are completely washed in this fight. I saw that, and that's great because it adds to the strategy too. There's so much more strategy in Vengeance. It's so damn satisfying to build like a really cool team with just the correct innate skills, and then you just absolutely, you just rinse mobs with it. And bosses. It's just really cool. But of course, there are bosses and enemies that have got counters to it too. Like, of course, they resist like certain elements, and if you've got a pie that is custom tailored to making a certain element like ice or lightning really hit really hard, the enemy can just nope it. It's like, welp, it's time to bring out the new team.
Your game plan.
Yeah. So it gives you more accessibility to more stocks of demons. There are more glory moves as well. Like, you can have an auto-estoma, which keeps enemies away from you on the field if you want.
Oh, okay.
Auto battle has been completely revamped from other games. So remember when in the old games you used to do auto battle and they would just do their melee attack?
Yeah.
Well, this time you can do a thing called auto skill, and the computer automatically uses skills that hit weaknesses.
Oh, that's really good.
That's really good, yeah. So it speeds up the process even more. Yeah, it really does. Because if you had a whole team of like magic users, then auto battle wasn't very good because they would just use their weak melee attacks.
Yeah.
And of course, wasn't very good when it came to like speed through battles and getting like, XP and money. But now you've got auto skill, which is really good for magic users. Because if there are mobs that have got a weakness, then the demons on your team will actually target the weaknesses automatically, just at super hyper speed, which is such a good quality of life thing. There's so many quality of life stuff here, Ben. It's crazy. There are new side quests as well of new demons. There are now like little FF7-esque mini games where you've got to find some things in the allotted amount of time, and depending on how fast you get them, you get more rewards for it.
Nice.
It's kind of crazy, actually. Yeah. The new demons are really cool as well.
100 changes, were they?
Yeah, man. So far, I found like 50 or 55 of them, I would say, in like the first area.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I've not got to the new skills for the MC yet.
Have they done anything? Right, because I know one of the biggest like blemishes on SMT5 was actually its story. Apparently, it's very bare bones.
Yeah,
really cool with that.
I can't,
even for SMT. So
yeah, man. I mean, SMT5 I think was probably the weakest story of the bunch in the series.
Yeah,
I didn't hate it, but it was definitely the weakest. It had some really cool ideas, especially with the alignment system. But they just weren't really given their full like. So they weren't put to their full potential, if I'm being honest. Had some really cool ideas, but the implementations were just not really explored enough for it to be substantial. But I can't really say that right now, to be honest, because again, I've only just got through the first area, which is pretty much the game's premise. But I will say that I've got the Atlas re-release goal, and so another thing this game does is guest characters. And these guest characters are humans. And it's straight up Devil Survivor, where human characters join your team for a bit, and part of their moveset is that they summon demons to use a move because they got the demon summoning program, and they actually fight with you in their party. And it's really awesome. It's really cool because it's a good throwback to classic SMT, which everyone's gonna like. It's like it's like you've got the old it's funny, for Persona fans, it's like, imagine you've got a wildcard Persona user.
Yeah.
Imagine having like a whole team of them.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
But like, you don't like change Personas, it's like, depending on what move you use,
wait, do you set them up with their demons, or they have their own?
It's like the close comparison I can give to like Persona fans, where it's like, they will use a skill that is part of their moveset.
Oh, gotcha.
The skill is a different demon using it. That's what it kind of feels like.
Yeah.
It's kind of like they're swapping personas, but they don't actually swap personas, if that makes any sense.
No, yeah.
So, like, for example, Yuzuru, for example, who is the dude with glasses, he uses a team of cats. So he's using Keisif, or Keishi, which is the proper way to say it, and SMT does say it, and Neko Shogun. So, like, he'll do a debuff, and Neko Shogun will pop up in his animation.
I see,
and if he's doing like cleave, then he will have Keishi come out with the sword and do like the big ram slice, which is really cool. It's kind of like if you fought Raido in SMT3 Nocturne, where he implements his demons in his animations, it's like that.
Okay.
It's really cool.
Oh, that's pretty cool, yeah.
It's really awesome, yeah. It's cool to see the actual characters fight alongside you. And also, Ben...
That wasn't part of it in SMT V, was it? You didn't have human characters.
There were human characters, but they don't fight in your party. Yeah, and Atlas Riri's girl has been in my party for the whole of the first area. And she doesn't use demons, she actually has magic powers. So that's built a little bit of intrigue of what she does. So far, I wouldn't say she's like shoehorned. I would say it's well, not fully shoehorned, I would say. There will be a moment where you do a side quest in Yoji. You do it, and she'll be like, so why did you do that? And you say why, and she'll be like, okay, cool. Yeah, those guys are fuckasses, I agree, whatever, blah, yada, yada, yada.
Yeah.
And then sometimes you'll be a boss, and she'll be there in the cutscene, and she'll talk to your main character, and tell you where to go and stuff. It's still really early days of the story to properly judge right now. I've not really got... I've not really
it's a big game, innit?
Yeah, so it's a massive game. I've not gone to the point yet where it diverges, and we get, like, the new 80+ hours of content sort of stuff just
yet.
Man,
that's wild that you haven't even got to that point where you diverge.
I've been taking my time.
How many hours have you been on it so
Let me
far?
check on Steam real quick. I have been on it for 20 hours.
Shit, and you're only in the first area.
Been doing the side quests, been talking to all the demons. I've been spending a lot of time in fusion, as you do in these games. Another cool thing they've implemented in is that fusion accidents happen more, which I think is radical.
Oh, yeah.
Because it means more RNG, and there are also fusion accident only demons as well.
Oh, that's good, yeah.
Which is, I think is really cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I remember during stream I got a fusion accident. I was level 17, and I ended up with a level 20 demon. You're not even supposed to have that. Yeah.
Oh, so that's pretty cool.
That's awesome. There's just a bunch of it's really small but really substantial changes.
But when you put all the changes
open
together,
the game in, and because like you got new side quests, new items. Obviously, it comes with the DLC from the original as well. Funny thing, right? Some people are saying that it kind of sucks that you're just getting like the old game again, but like the old game is on there, but you've got like the new game with all the new stuff as well. And not gonna lie, for me personally, I was gonna double dip anyway.
You were gonna double dip
I wanted
anyway.
SMT V on the PC. So
this is literally icing on the cake for you, man.
So this is just a bonus for me, and there's loads and loads and loads and loads of bonuses. It is thick icing, and it is delicious.
I actually want to play it myself at some point, because...
Yeah, man, put it on the wish list.
I know, I should put it on the wish list,
And also, another new thing that I forgot to mention is that there is a new thing called the Demon Haunt. And it's basically a break area where you can actually talk to your party of demons.
That's cool.
And you can talk to Aogami, who I constantly call Dad during the streams. You sit on a bench with him and you just talk shit. And you can get like bonuses. You can get stats that aren't levels on your main character. You can also talk to the demons and they give you cool items. You can raise affinity. It's not S-links, but if you give them gifts, they reach a threshold to the point where the demon will either grow stronger or they'll either give you an item, which is great. Because SMT V OG had a lot of easy ways for you to bring demons over to the end game. Like, you didn't have to fuse them away immediately. You could choose a certain select few and bring them with you throughout the whole entire game. And I feel like that this new mechanic makes it even easier to do. Because when I get Addis, I'm sporting that Gold City with all the gifts. And she's going to get uber strong and she's going to one-shot everything. And I can't wait.
Oh, nice.
So that's really cool.
So I've heard some contention points for this game, but I don't know where you stand on it. So in the original SMT V, you could only save at certain points.
You can save anywhere.
You can save anywhere now. How do you feel about that as an SMT player?
Fine.
Because, I mean...
You don't have to do it.
People... But I know, it's optional. But people have said, but it takes away from, like, the suspense because
then just don't do it.
I know.
This is always the case of all new games that have a new feature where they're like, it's not like the original when they make something easier. It's like, you can just not do it.
I personally think it's a good change because I'm a man of not much time, and if I can save anywhere, that's good for me.
I'm streaming. I don't want to lose all that progress. If I'm losing progress, I want it to be because I fucked up and forgot to save. There was a point in my stream where Algami actually says, by the way, I feel the presence of a real scary demon. And I'm like, oh, that's the city. This isn't the point in Yoji where that happens. He's probably talking mad shit. I walked forward, and I suddenly got put in a new boss fight that was Yita Vengeance. Nice. And it was the hardest boss fight I've ever been in. And I survived by the skin of my teeth. All my demons were dead, and I was left with 2 HP. And I somehow survived. But I was like, holy shit, why didn't I save before that? That would have saved me a massive heart attack.
Yeah, yeah.
And I don't want to run all the way back to my save point and go to the thing. And, like, to be honest, it was so easy to save in SMT5. And the lane line founts were so close together, you might as well have made manual saves in it. Like, to me, it doesn't really feel like it makes a difference, because the save points, the save points are close together to the point that some were like, like bonfires in Dark Souls 3.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That made any sense.
Ridiculously
checkpoints abound. It's fine, you know. In an open world, you get loads of shit, and they're all really close together, so it's like, it's not really, it's fine.
Oh, okay, so it's not
doesn't
really
affect me at all.
No.
Yeah, you can save anywhere.
Are the grind roads just for like fast travel then, or are they like?
They're fast travel, and
or do they open up like?
And there are also new areas as well in the old areas.
So the maps have been expanded.
Yeah, the maps have been expanded. The demons have been expanded. It's all expanded. Everything has expanded. Like, they're not joking. There's a bunch of new shit. And it makes... I didn't think that the gameplay could be any more fun than it has, but it is. There's so much more strategy as well, thanks to the innate systems. Because press turn is already a pretty deep system, and it's still my favorite turn-based mechanic in all of RPGs. So
it is a good one, and it makes you feel good when you hit them off, and then you get another turn, and then you get another turn, and then you get another turn.
Keep it going. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
And they've also revamped Magasuhi skills as well. Because one problem in the old game was that the first one you get, which allows all of your hits to crit, including magic, and when they critted, that means extra turns. So not only were you gonna get insane damage off of it, it's super versatile as well.
Yeah.
Because you can also use that time to buff and heal while using those extra turns to get more damage in, and it's still really good in this game. However, there are, I shit you not, do you remember a move called Dragon Iron Beast Eye in SMT Nocturne?
Oh, yeah.
Where enemies would give themselves more turns with a move.
Yeah.
Well, there are Magasuhi skills, which are really clutch skills, and they are really, really useful. Like, for example, you're literally you're one turn away from dying. It's just you and one demon, which means you've only got 2 turns to work with. There's not a lot of turns. You don't really want to use the critical turn skill in that. It can save your ass, however, you ain't gonna get a lot out of it. When you recover, that bar is gone. There are moves, if you have specific demons in your team, that can take away turns from the opposition and also do things like completely debuff for a bunch of turns, or take away buffs, or buff your party, or give you more turns, and also like heal you past the threshold of your max HP, so you can tank all the shit that boss is throwing at you while you make a complete recovery.
Oh man, that's
there
crazy.
Are new Magasuhi skills like that, and they're alignment based as well, which is great, because that's like a thing from Strange Journey where alignments parties were super important in that game.
Yeah,
you remember that?
Yeah, they were.
Yeah. They've implemented
the type of demons you have.
Yeah.
They've
implemented that in the Magasuhi skills now.
That's cool.
So you can go like on a full order build, and you're just giving yourself turns and literally like upgrade your HP to like pass its threshold, so you're just tanking shit, and you're like, we're bigger than you. We're the law dudes. You can't touch us. And then there's like, you get a team of chaos demons, and you're just completely crippling the opposition by taking away their turn, hitting them with almighty skills that completely lower their agility, and it's like, you're not fighting back, man. We're gonna crush you before you can do anything. It's really cool. And you know what, Ben? I've not even like done a lot of that shit, because I'm still in the early game. But it's like, I'm remembering these Magasuhi skills because, mate, you can just see it. And it's reopening the strategy, and it's made the system, which is already pretty deep in SMT5, so much more deeper.
Oh, man. So this is like the game that they said they wanted SMT5 to be.
Yeah.
I guess it really does seem like it is like the game that they wanted it to be.
I will say
so
this,
it's not
however,
like
though.
a cold hard. It's not like a cold like it's basically a remake.
I will say this, however, though. I think after this, I don't think I'm ever gonna buy a original build of an Atlas game ever again.
It's hard, right?
Because
like,
they honestly, they've done really well with this re-release.
up.
There's a lot, and it's been great. And Rio Fantasio, I'm still not it looks good, but also I'm like,
it's hesitant, right? Because I'm like,
they're gonna re-release this shit like they always fucking do it. Like, it should be the game that it should be.
I'm telling you right now, like, that game's gonna go to the Switch 2 or whatever at some point. It's gonna be a re-release.
I know, it's annoying because you want to support the niche series that you love, but also it's like, you know, you got the DLC practices of Atlas, which are never cool. The day one DLC and all that shit. But it's like, you love to see what they're doing with it, with the series that you love, and the niche one, and it's honestly a fantastic game. They're great games that they bring out, but if you're going on the company side, it's like, this really should have been the first thing.
Yeah, this should have been the game.
I feel like a sucker a little bit, but also I don't. I also feel like I'm playing a legitimately incredible fucking game.
It basically feels like the SMT.
It feels like I feel like Vengeance is probably the best example of like, this is how you should do a re-release. It honestly really shouldn't come to this, but it's still a really fantastic re-release, man.
Yeah.
Like, Capcom do it loads as well, but
I mean,
I feel like this is a good example of doing it right. Because not only have you got Vengeance, you've also got the old game on it as well on the other side.
Yeah.
And don't forget, guys, this is just my first impression. I'm in the honeymoon phase. This could definitely change.
This could change. Yeah,
I could just be like, well, this is just the OG game with like quality of life stuff, which might as well be kind of creation. But but from what but from the changes I've seen in Vengeance, I've not even got to the point where it's like, oh yeah, you're gonna really diverge into this, and I'm excited because again, OG SMT had some really good potential, but it was squandered so bad by the end. There were a lot of ideas which sounded really cool, but they just never really got to flex. You could tell it was a rush job.
Live up to them this time.
According to the devs, this is the story they really wanted to make. So
let's hope they live up to those.
No benefit of the doubt this time. We've really got to hit out of the park this time. We've really got to see it. So, but I've got high hopes. Honestly, what I've seen so far, it's got me excited. So.
Nice.
Yeah, big thumbs up for it. It's great. It's a wicked game.
And if you want to watch...
I can't believe that the announcement trailer for an SMT game got more views than the announcement trailer for Persona 5 Royal.
Yeah.
That is unprecedented.
That is wild.
That's a big win for Mega 10 fans. But honestly, not even gatekeeping. Like, if you play it, like, SMT is not for everyone. It's not for all Persona fans, because like Persona is super different, and it appeals to a bigger audience because you got the high school setting, you got the characters that you journey through with, you've got the cool personas that you can customize, and the cool characters you got the dates as well. You know, the time management feels like you're in like real life, but you've got the fantastical side to it as well, and that's fine. That's cool. That's the whole point of like the Megami Tensei games and its spin-offs. Persona is a spin-off, and it's a spin-off that everyone loves, and it's got to a point where Persona is now its own thing. It's massive now. It's a huge RPG. Probably not a single video game person who's not even heard of Persona now, which is awesome. And Shin Megami Tensei is the parent series. Megami Tensei. That's where it came from. It used to be, well, funny enough, in Japan it was just Persona, but it had the SMT moniker on the Western versions, and it was, I mean, SMT V is Persona 0. That's where it came from.
Yeah.
And it's got references to Devil Summoner, like Radaku's Noha and all that stuff, which is pretty radical. But, you know, it's cool to see Persona be exposed to a massive audience, and Shin Megami Tensei is definitely a different breed of that kind of gaming. And that's completely fine.
Yeah.
That's super cool. I like it. To me, personally, sorry, they are all under the same banner to me.
Yeah.
And
they probably always will be.
Yeah. And I like them both. And I think it's great that SMT5 has gotten as popular as it is. So
yeah. I mean, the future is bright for SMT going forward. It seems.
Let's hope so.
Let's
hope so. Let's hope that the version that gets released is the one that was intended this time.
Like, because it honestly feels like now that, like, from what you've described, all these changes and everything, it honestly feels like SMT 5 on the Switch. Like, the original SMT 5 was like a really early beta.
Yeah,
an early access, if you will.
It's still a great game on its own.
I tell you what,
I still really loved it. It's got some of my favorite gameplay in any SMT game, man.
I will say though, you've got a physical copy, right? I think
yeah, I do.
A physical copy, right? Atlas have taken off
the
original SMT 5, so you can no longer get that digitally. So it's like a bit of history there almost.
The DLC has also been taken off too, I think.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's a bit of history there, man. Like, because that's no longer available on the shop, you know?
Definitely a business practice, though, because they want you to get this version.
Yeah, of course, but, like, again, it's a weird one, because it's like, yeah, they even know it's a beta version. Because they're like, hey, well, this is, like, 10 times better, apparently.
There's a lot of pros and a lot of cons, right?
Yeah.
You could argue that it's just scummy straight up and they shouldn't even do it in the first place to like re-release and stuff. And part of me does agree with that.
Yeah.
But also, holy shit, we got a fucking fantastic game in Vengeance. And it's reached a more broader audience than ever before. And with a niche series that I love so much, I'm willing to give it the benefit of the doubt this time. But Atlas...
Fair enough.
Can you lower the price? Maybe just a tid? This is a smidgen.
Well, if you want to see Joe gush about SMT some more, he's been doing the streams on one-shot streams. They are posted there, and also he streams on his Twitch channel, which we do notifications of, as you already know or don't know if you're watching this podcast for the first time.
Prepare your ears.
We have a one-shot streams channel.
Lots of caveman noises. I may have orgasmed once live, so that's pretty cool if you're into that kind of shit.
And he broke a wine glass.
I also broke a wine glass. That was an accident, by the way. It wasn't because I was excited. That was just.
I actually heard. Do you know what? I saw the clip of that posted on.
I forget what these guys are weak to. Shit! I just dropped a glass. Oopsie daisies. Uh-oh. It's okay, chat. It's alright. A little mishap there. Be right back. Oh, shit. Hang on. Oopsie doodle.
Our Discord, and I was like, was that a sound effect, or did you break the wine glass?
That was the sound.
It was so
loud. That was a pure,
like,
pristine smash of glass.
I know. I
had to clean it up and everything.
It sounded, because you know, like, you hear those fake wine glass smashes, right? And it just sounded like, because I couldn't see
sound
it.
effect.
Yeah, it just sounded like you. I was like, oh, and then you went, oh shit. I was like, oh, he broke a glass.
Yeah, that was a legit glass break. Oops, that's never happened before.
I've been
the devil games are breaking my stuff. Yeah.
stock sound effects of like the soundboard has fucked with me now that I feel like real sounds don't sound like real sounds anymore. They just sound like
I could have played it off that way. People would have probably believed me still.
Yeah.
Oh, dear. But yeah, SMT 5 Vengeance, good. Very good. Enjoying it a lot.
Yeah. Alright, guys. When we come back, we'll be back with your questions, Dionysus.
See you then.
We'll see you in part 4.